Okay, we're going to start Frank Custer's engine today, and this we left it icy cold. I want everybody to see how these things will start without a choke. This has a manual choke on it, but we don't hook them up. I don't like to use a choke if we don't have to, and most of these engines are not going to be driven in the wintertime, so we don't really need to use a choke. It just some guys are a little intimidated by that because they don't know how to start it without a choke. So we're going to show you how to do that today. And this engine here is a 400 WS block 4-bolt main for 70 Trans Am, and we ended up putting a stroker kit in this, forged crank, forged rods and pistons, and it come out to 469 cubic inches. It's got Edelbrock heads on it that we ported, and they flow just a touch over 300 CFM. Has a hydraulic roller cam in it from Lunati. With 231, 239 at 50 on a 110 lobe separation, and it's got Scorpion roller rockers on it. It's got Johnson high lift hydraulic lifters in it, limited travel, and these things are pretty quiet. I'm pretty impressed so far with these things. First time we've run anything like that. Definitely better than the comp cam stuff that we've had in the past, or some of the Crowder stuff too. So what we're going to do is fire this thing up, let you listen to it, and let the engine idle so you can hear this cam in a 469 cubic inch. This is a pump gas engine too. It's 10.5 to 1, so with aluminum head you can run premium pump fuel in that. All right, Brandon, go ahead and fire it up. See if it'll idle, Brandon. Got a nice little idle to it. This is actually a little bit smaller camshaft than we like to use for this cubic inch, but it sounds good, and the throttle response on this thing is crazy. Going to be a fun little street motor for Frank. But notice how quiet the lifters are on this. These videos are a little bit hard to tell. I mean, sometimes you hear the exhaust cackling a little bit, but there's no lifter noise. Idling probably about around 700, maybe 750. It could use to be bumped up a little bit, but I wanted to hear the camshaft. This engine's got a Performer RPM intake, dual plane intake manifold, and an 850 Holly on it. this old girl warm up a little bit more before I show you the throttle response. It's still a little bit cold. The engine runs extremely cool. Our startup stand's not the best for cooling, and when we have an engine that runs around 160 on our startup stand, that's really good.